Hello, everybody, and welcome to our show. It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN, AM 830, and we are broadcasting live from Julio's Liquors. Randall is MIA. He says he's on his way. The chair is waiting for him.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm gonna have a talk with him. Last week was all about his birthday, and he was being a little bit of a prima donna last week. But listen, he's got to be here on time.
It may have carried over to today.
I think he's thinking it's his birthday month.
Yes.
Anyways, we got a great show for you today. Of course, I'll give you your music anyways, ready? Here he comes, making his way to the dais even as we speak. El Rey. Leave do it in the Randall voice. The grape one. Here, of course, for. All right. Ray's here with the wine of the week. Stop whining. Ray can't help but whine.
I know.
All right, Ray. What is the wine of the week?
Something a little different today. I think Ryan was maybe 25 years ago. The hottest category of wine in this country and in Julio's was South America, and more notably, Argentina with Malbec. So, like everything in life, people move on to another category, and it's not because they don't like the wine, it's just that they move on. And I thought that today we would kind of resurrect a beautiful wine from Argentina. It's from a producer that you know pretty well since you were down there. It's Norton, and it is from the Mendoza region, specifically in an area called Lujan de Cayo.
Say that again?
Lujan
de Cayo?
Or pronounced Englishly, Lujan.
Lujan.
But Spanish, Lujan de Cayo. So the wine I'm showing.
Oh, look who decided to join us today.
Randall.
It's a little sleepy.
I guess I get to make an entrance too, right?
That's right.
No, you don't.
No.
Your entrance is supposed to be before the show starts, not after. All right. So
Okay.
we're trying wine, Randall.
Wine.
This is why he's late.
Yeah.
By the way.
So I thought we'd take really kind of a special wine from the Norton. Norton Winery goes back to the late 1800s. Obviously, the guy that started it was Edward James Norton. It's now under a different ownership, but it's a really huge area, about 3,000 acres under vine. So I thought we'd show something called Privada, which in Spanish is private, because this is coming from their so-called private reserve area, and the blend really never changes from vintage to vintage. This is 2019, and it is about 40% Malbec, 30% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 30% Merlot.
Now,
And
I have the privilege of actually having visited Norton. Great. Now, is it still owned by the Swarovski Crystal family?
yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they owned it, and one of their sons was in charge of this. And I got to tell you, it was somebody's gonna get mad, but I'm gonna say it anyways. So it was like having a meeting with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he had the really thick Austrian accent, and all I kept thinking of in South America, all I kept thinking of was Boys from Brazil. And if anybody knows the movie or something like that, there's a lot of Germans in Argentina, as well as a lot of Italians too. A lot of towns. My grandmother always said we have actually family down there on my grandmother's side.
Not
down
anymore.
there.
You've been disowned.
I've been disowned probably. Yeah, but my grandmother already pointed out. I think they own hardware stores or something down there. And my grandma said it's just fine that they're down there. They're not the smart side of the family. They took the wrong boat. They saw America. They got on the boat. They went the wrong place. So, anyways, beautiful property, great wines, and the Swarovski family is really running it as a family operation and running it quite well,
Exactly.
which is great.
Do you think that the German or the Italian tradition coming from Europe had an influence on the Argentinian process?
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
I'll tell you why. So Malbec has been grown in Argentina for hundreds of years, and it was basically for local consumption. Now 80% of the Malbec comes out of Argentina. But what happened was in 1956, there was a phylloxera, which is a insect disease infested Bordeaux, and it wiped out not just Malbec, but also Carmenere. So the French winemakers and Italian winemakers found their way to Argentina, and with them, they brought new processes, new techniques. Example, temperature control fermentation tanks, new cooperage, different processes of making the wine itself, investigating the soil composition. Anyway, right now, that area, and we'll say Mendoza is the primary.
Mendoza's, yeah.
That's a primary region. It's a ultra hot, arid area, and one grape in particular loves hot, a lot of sunshine, and basically arid conditions, and that's Malbec.
Oh,
And it
I was going to say
flourishes.
raisin.
Well, if you leave it out there too long, and then you have that problem.
So with this, Ryan, I'm sure you can pick up
Yeah.
a little chocolatey on the nose, a little
A
chocolate,
little spice too.
a little spice, and you get some, the black plum. You've got some raspberry in there. You got some mocha, and of course, like you said, the spice in there as well. It's really a mouthful of wine. It's a 2019 vintage. This got another 7-8 years at least of.
Yeah, ready to drink now. You let it, you let it breathe and stuff like that. Ready to drink now, but it definitely has longer. It has a longevity of improving in the bottle too.
I know for me, if I'm having this at home, I will put this in my decanter for about 45 minutes to an hour. Good to go. Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, okay, so tell everybody what it is again. This is
Okay.
delicious wine, by the way, and tell me the price.
Okay, so this is 2019 vintage. It's Norton Privada, which in Spanish means private. So it's Norton Privada. The everyday price of this is $24.99.
Okay,
Today and all of next week, it will be $19.99.
it's at $20. I like it.
$20
a good wine for
bottle of
20.
wine that tastes like a $35, $40 bottle.
And it'll take you around the world. Cheapest way to travel, I think.
Now,
True.
I don't know
Whiskey and
how
wine.
Ray does this, but he inevitably does this, and I end up bringing a bottle home with me because I'm going to tell you what the lovely Jennifer made. We're having the kids. We're going through a corn maze today, and so Jen made a hearty dinner for us tonight with the kids, and she made beef bourguignon. And right, yeah, he's going, oh, see, I picked the wine for you, Ryan. And that's exactly what's going to happen because now I have to bring home a bottle of this or two of this wine for us to have with it'd be a perfect combo.
Perfect. And I defy anybody to show me a 1999 bottle of wine that delivers like
This is really good. I like
it's
this
really,
really a lot.
really good wine. Yeah.
Ray, do you cook a lot?
Yes.
So I was talking to Ryan about
Ray's hot.
trying to do a segment in which we cook with booze or alcohol or wine. And one of the dishes I mentioned was beef
Bourguignon.
bourguignon, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
It's cooked with wine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
But there are other dishes. This is just a straight up play to get some more food on the show.
This is all this
But
is.
I think that if you could showcase some beautiful dishes cooked with wine or even some of the beer chicken, big fan of that.
Yeah, big
Beer
fan
can
of beer
chicken, or booze that
You had me-
orange.
You had me like, let's do something like that. And then you sort of let the cat out of the bag. Now it's all about how much food can Randall get.
Yeah, I don't want to, my intentions are very overt and out in the open.
I'm gonna
But I
actually.
think it would be like a kind of a cool segment.
It would be
because
kind of a cool
I
segment.
think that, I was watching a couple chef shows or whatever,
Yeah.
and this kind of comes up. And then Great British Bake Off, they're always throwing booze and cakes and cookies and stuff. And so I always thought,
Does it look like we
how
have a
can I
big
get
oven
more
here?
cakes and cookies?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you'd have
Well,
to bring it, but I would be happy to
you have-
sample it. And
Our studio audience brought you in a cookie for you today.
that's beautiful.
Yeah. See,
This is a post-birthday cookie.
post birthday
Because
cookie.
you don't want to come down too hard off all the sugar and stuff. You have to wean off of it.
I'm going to point out to Ray that I said that Randall is going for his birthday month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everything's still. Your birthday's a
It's
week
the
ago.
celebration
It's
that
done.
should span the nation.
It's done. Your birthday's done. Can we stop now? Done, and done.
Birthday is done. Birth
yeah.
week.
Birth week is still going. I see.
Birth month.
Oddly enough, Randall, it did cross my mind.
Okay.
It did
All
cross
right,
my
well,
mind.
get us out of here. We're
Thank
going to
you.
talk about a couple things. Let's talk about. I also want to talk about what we did this week. So let's talk about that during the break and while Johnny
We
shows
may be
some
cutting off your listening pleasure as we transition into the commercial break,
pleasure.
but there'll be more of this on the video segment on the Facebook Live. So please continue to stay tuned or wait and watch on Facebook Live.
I'm
Thank you.
totally confused now. Moving on.
Done.
It's amazing to me that you're still talking about food after Tuesday night's
Oof.
dinner at Fireflies. The dinner at Fireflies, by the way, on well, I'm going to actually give on the air. I'm going to give the next one that they're doing.
Yeah.
But I will say we first of all we went and not only had all that, but we premiered our little film that we did on the picking of Pitmaster Prime at Maker's Mark. How did you feel about that? Did you like seeing your face up
No,
on the big screen?
I did not.
Did not. You did a great
I
job.
don't like to
It
see
looked great.
me up on the big screen either because I'm already big and it just added like 400 pounds.
His head was huge.
Yeah.
It was great. No, I listen. I think you looked great.
Thanks.
I think it went off really well. Audience member was there. Good. Did you like it? Did you like it? Vinny should he'll throw that up on the Facebook page, the link to go because it's now on YouTube. You're now going to be YouTube famous.
Oh boy. So at the event, I wore the shirt that I wore in the film because I didn't think people would know.
I think just so they would know who you were.
Right, so they could recognize.
You're
Oh,
like,
that's the
oh,
same
that's the
guy in
guy.
the film.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
The amount of and that was great. And we had like 5 different whiskeys. We had encore for the encore. We tried the new
I had a
the
whole
new
chicken.
heart. Well, you
Two
had a whole
halves.
chicken. Yeah,
Yeah.
2 like the amount of food that Steve serves at Fireflies. First of all, it's insane. And I don't think you'd have to be a world-class eater. You even take stuff home.
It didn't make it home.
Okay.
I ate it in the car,
But
much to the horror of
what
people
dinner
that-
do you go to and there's a course that's half a chicken? Half a chicken.
That's not the main course.
That's not the main course.
Yeah. If you
Ray,
were sitting,
half a chicken's not the main course.
if you were
Appetizer?
strategically sitting next to the appetizer table,
Yeah.
you could have eaten like a hush puppy beignet or a pretzel
Yeah.
or several hundred.
Oh, several hundred, like random. The thing is like I had a couple of like the pretzel things, right, which were great, in the beignet. I tried the beignet, and that was really good too. But I'm like, I'm not eating any of this because I know what's coming, and I don't want to be. I want to eat the other stuff, and I know I'm going to be full if I fill up on. It's like don't fill up on breadsticks. You go to the restaurant, right? And that's what it was like.
Possibly one of the better salads I've ever had. Now,
Salad was really good too.
yeah, it was like
I had it
candied
without.
salad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah.
Ray, can you stay for a little bit?
Sure.
Because I want to talk about a couple different things that are coming up. And I know we have to come back. And I also, did I do the question of the week? I don't know if I did.
I hope so.
I don't think
Well,
I
I'm
did.
sure you can come up with something.
I can come up with something.
This cookie's delicious.
By the way, that cookie goes really good with the wine.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
The chocolate.
Chocolate.
There's not much things. There's not many things. There's not many things that go with. I'm trying to find one that we haven't done. Oh my God. Usually I go through when I pick something.
Can I, while you're searching for that,
I have one.
Ray, I was watching this The Avengers show
Oh, yeah.
from the 60s.
Sure.
And there's an episode where they're in a wine cellar and they have like kind of a wine off where they taste
10
and
seconds,
they
here
can
we
tell the year and the vintage. Now, this is mid 60s, right? Has stuff just gotten so much more complex, or do you think that was
All
accurate?
right, we come back. Hold on.
Okay.
You can answer that
Hold on.
question. We'll come back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And Ray stayed on.
Right. And I actually asked him a question over the
All right, you want to ask him a
break,
question? It's not the
which you
question
can
of the
see
show, though.
on the Facebook Live. But the question was, you sometimes see TV or movie depictions of sommeliers or people who have an excellent palate, and they were getting into a guessing game on what they were sipping in this wine cellar, but not only by the wine or the style of the wine, but the vintage, the actual year, which was like 30, 60 years prior to what they were tasting, and the vineyard. And I kept thinking that everything's exploded. They were mentioning famous wineries in the episode. So Chateau Latour, and there was another one, but
Margot,
no, but anyway,
Rothschild.
Rothschild.
There we go. I knew
And
it
so
happened. It was only a couple.
here's my, you fast forward another 50, 60 years, it seems like wine has exploded around the world. Would people be able to do this now with the current thousands of varieties?
You'd have to be a really, really special person with special sensory capabilities. I know a lot of men and women sommeliers who have trained themselves, and there is a way to train your senses to pick out the grape varietal. I mean, I'm talking some insignificant varietals around the world. They can pick this out, but you need to train your sensory perceptions of these particular grapes. I know there's a product out there. This goes back, I don't know how many years. It's about this big, and each one has this little thing of a little.
Oh, it's a nosing kit.
container.
Yeah,
it's a
we do
nosing
those for whiskey too.
Yeah, and sometimes you can do that. How they can figure out a vintage.
Yeah, that's the thing that
I
puzzled
find that.
me.
Yeah, that's.
If you had an exceptional vintage, and let's take like a famous like Stag's Leap, right?
Mhm.
And there was a really famous recent vintage that everyone loved. I think that people could identify it, something like that. Let's say it was 2013, and currently they were tasting it. But it seemed like to go farther back or to go much longer across the entire range, it seemed almost impossible. It
I
seemed
think
like it
I
was
think
a
somebody with a really
movie or
good
trick.
memory or a sense memory could do that. The problem is that you have I think at one point you've had to have had it.
Right.
To know the year, you sort of
Oh,
you've
positively.
had to
They
have
were
had
talking
Yeah.
it.
about
And there's not many people that have had
65-year-old wines, which
Right.
how often do you open that, even back in the 60s. So anyway,
Yeah, I've had the privilege of trying different products that are been exceptionally old, and a lot of them are really aren't that great. But you got to look at yourself, and you're saying like I'm drinking a piece of history. I've had like cognacs like pre World War One.
Wow.
That's been through, it's been stored in France basically through two invasions, and has made it to the other side. Now, is that and they go into Demitas, they go into glass usually, right? But is it the best cognac I've ever had? No. But can you tell me you've had like over 100-year-old, cognac?
well,
And that's the thing.
take it to whiskey. We had that Shenley charity whiskey.
We had that was the Thompson See, I'm going to do this. That's the Thompson brothers 44-year-old, 42 and 44-year-old whiskey. I think it was 44 and 42.
And it was great to be able to taste it, and the money proceeds went to a museum that was
Yeah, it was the Fraser Museum
Fraser
down
Museum.
In Kentucky. Fantastic, cause and everything.
event.
Event. We had a lot of
liquid
fun.
was
Yeah.
almost undrinkable.
Undrinkable.
It was never designed to go for.
Do you remember
44 years.
with Spaceballs when they go, "We're going plaid"?
Yeah.
So this thing was had so wooded because it sat in a barrel for that long a time before they bought it. It had gone so much wood in it that it had gone mint. It started getting tones of not only wood but like a minty flavor to it. It was terrible. It was terrible. But I've also now at the point where I've drunk the oldest bottled bourbon, aged bourbon. Because there are bottles that go way back that you can pick
That are
up.
older bottles that are younger in wood.
Younger in wood,
yeah.
right? But to have it go that long, which is not. I mean, bourbon was never designed to do that. So to have that sort of encyclopedic knowledge of things is a very special thing.
Absolutely.
I've also seen the sommeliers. I don't know, some sort of contest that they do, and they have so much time and stuff to basically describe a wine. Have you ever seen this?
No, I'm not.
I'll find it and just show it to you. And they are rattling off descriptions like crazy, and I'm like, that I could do.
Yeah,
Because
I can say words.
wrong.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
there's going to be certain ones that are going to be there. Like we talk about, like we're drinking the wine on the week. All right, I'm picking out stuff, but I can elaborate on that and go deep down depth. But I'm also like, at what point are you only describing the way the wine tastes to yourself?
You have
Exactly.
exposed my secret
I,
because Ray, I'll say stuff like Ribero de Duero, right? Like a Spanish wine. I have
Right.
no idea what it tastes like. I just can rattle off some names.
but the funniest part,
Pasacaya,
yeah, but the
right?
funniest part, it
It's a
usually has
super tough
nothing to do with
but I
that
don't know
wine.
anything other than the name.
We're trying like these
Oh, God.
we're trying like these exotic sodas or some one that you can't get anymore. And he goes, a little Ribero Duero in that, don't you
Right.
think? And I'm like, you're just saying stuff now,
Right.
and he goes, yeah, I am.
I think that's half the part of trying to look smart in wine, is that you can just drop stuff in
No,
like
there's people
flint,
that really, yeah,
mineralogy, like
minerality,
minerality,
minerality. I mean, but there
terroir.
are things that are good. There's certain things that are
Well, people who know what you're talking about will know it's
will
BS.
know, and they'll know
Yeah.
from your description. And that is part of it. And I think more people can tell you. I think there's more of a bigger group out there that is sommeliers that could tell you like where and the type of wine it is. And that's
Burgunder. I don't know what it means.
he's just rattling stuff off now. You've created a monster. You've
Oh,
created a monster.
All right,
Yes.
let's
You know when they say a
get
little,
back
a
to
little
reality.
You know when they say a little knowledge, it's,
Go-
No,
like-
it's not even.
it's
just
not like
name
that.
dropping.
All right.
Okay.
Before we go any further, John has made you guys each a very good a drink today. This is a hurricane, a cocktail. He put it up on the thing, up on our Facebook Live page, and he gives you the ingredients of how he made that. So if you're interested, you can make it yourself. All right. He put that up there, and it's not a ties a little bit to the larceny question of the show. Larceny question of the show today is: what Caribbean inspired Florida native cocktail has a name that harkens back to the days of Prohibition? What Caribbean inspired Florida native cocktail has a name that harkens back to the days of Prohibition? And I'll give you some examples. I'll give you the A, Capone, V, Vesper, C, Rum Runner, or D, Biscayne. You care to take a guess? Everybody on that's following us on Facebook, please take a guess.
I've never heard of the Biscayne, but I've heard of the Rum Runner, so that's what I'm going to go with.
You're going to go with C,
Because
Rum
a lot of the rum was coming out of the Caribbean or wherever up into Florida during Prohibition.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
that's your guess. Seemed pretty confident that you were looking over my shoulder in the card.
No, absolutely not.
No, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. He was
because
not, he was
I
not
thought
doing,
if
he is not
Hurricane
doing
was
that.
going to be
Right.
in there,
Right.
that was one of the answers. But
How about you, Ray?
Positively rum runner.
Rum Runner. Studio audience, Rum Runner. John, Rum Runner. All right. People on Facebook, they have also said Rum Runner. No one's actually said it. We have people watching. They should be saying something. But anyways, the answer, of course, is Rum Runner.
nice.
Good job. And of course, having the hurricane down there this week, Hurricane Milton.
Well, this is excellent. The flavor in it's delicious.
Mm.
And I don't care what its preferred pronouns are, John. Himicane, hurricane. It's very, very tasty.
That's really good, Johnny.
Sure is.
This would be a good one to make. I have friends down in Florida. My daughter goes to school down there. We evacuated her out. Everything that Florida is going through down there. I hope they get the Hurricane Milton by the numbers. I was looking at this today, and I figure 5th U.S. hurricane landfall this season. 45 tornado reports, including one EF3, which was on the most of that stuff was on the East Coast. It went all the way across. Estimates 160 to 180 billion in damage and economic losses. Went from a tropical storm category 5 in less than 24 hours, which was insane. There's still 3.5 million customers in Florida without power. So I'm hoping everybody has speedy recovery and get through. And
Let me
here's
ask
the best
you a
part.
statistic.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. The sort of best part is it didn't hit. It did less damage at landfall than they thought it was going to do. I mean, that's insane. It did all this stuff, and it's better than what they had predicted
Right.
if it had gone through the way it went through.
Now, you evacuated certain members of the family.
Yeah, my daughter, Sid, came back.
And you're all excited for them to be home. How anxious are they to get back? I know that the lovely Jennifer or yourself may want them to stay longer, but are they itching or are they enjoying themselves?
No, I think they're Sophie came back because she has the weekend off. So she came back. Both girls are at home. It's actually been different because we thought we were going to spend a lot more time alone, and Sid's been back twice because of the hurricanes.
Right.
And Sophie's, we can pick her up. She's in Boston now, so listen, I'm enjoying it.
Okay.
And we'll see after today. We're going to a corn maze.
I guess my question
If we make
was,
it out alive, we'll
Right.
see how that goes.
how anxious would you be get out from under the parents?
Oh, I wouldn't even have come home.
Yeah.
My mother called and she said, "Hey, did you get Sid out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, she's already
Yeah.
home." Like,
all of a sudden concerned.
all of a sudden concerned. I go, I was living in Florida. I went through 3 hurricanes and not a phone call.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, the granddaughter's home. The reason why you have her is I
Right.
survived all the hurricanes that I went through. But yes, she is home. So
Wow.
it's good. Johnny, excellent drink, by the way.
Randall, you know why that hurricane went from Cat 1 to Cat 5?
I sense a pun coming. No.
That water, I can tell you because
Oh, he's gonna tell you a real. He's
Oh.
not you. He's gonna
All right.
say a real answer.
the Gulf water, I'm talking
Yeah.
about wading
Yeah.
into the water, it's 100 degrees in the summertime. So that just fuels us so quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was insane.
Yeah.
The way it went, and they lucked. You hate to say it because somebody's going to take the hit. And Tampa sort of lucked out
Yep.
where it came down, but I understand the devastation that happens in the city, the towns below that.
Yep.
But a straight on hit to the major city on the West Coast, it's not good.
So that's a little bit hotter than the Medford wading pool, which is at 98.6 degrees.
That's because it's only 1 inch deep. Anyway,
Yeah,
and it's
that's
on
part of the
blacktop.
reason.
All right, we're gonna take a break. You want to get us out of here?
Yeah, it's the liquor talking.
Thank you.
And we're here on WCRN, AM 830 on your dial. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back on the other side with more nonsense and it's the liquor talking. But please stay tuned.
We're gonna say bye to Ray. Ray's gonna go upstairs and work.
I got to work. Got to sell some wine. Yep.
Take your drink. Take your drink and go. Johnny, you all set? You want to come up here? Okay. Have fun. I'm also when we come back, Ray, I'm gonna mention the wine. 26. I got it right here. So I'll mention that too.
Your cookies are unbelievable.
Good cookies, good wine, good mixed drinks. I mean, one more, Johnny, take your seat because I'm going to point out he always wants more. It's never enough.
Oh.
You got cookies. Now he's like, oh, we need to cook on the show. Now we need to add stuff to the
Do you
thing.
think that would be an interesting
It
segment?
would be interesting, but who's going to set this all up?
Oh, no, I'll be the taster.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
whole- yeah.
Well, there you go. Thank you for
I can
volunteering
bring
to eat
some
the
clean
food.
silverware.
Thank you for volunteering to eat the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not the hard part, buddy. Not the hard part.
If we do it like round robin, right?
Yeah.
I'll cook a dish.
You're going to cook a dish? I've had your cooking. I'll pass.
Hello.
Thanks.
All right.
Johnny on the
How
spots
into
here.
any
While,
cooking.
while we're still on break, I want to make one point about the cocktail. If you check the ingredients,
Mhm.
I use all top shelf liquors.
Yeah, it's really
And I
good.
wanted to make a point saying it's okay to do that. I know we have customers that come in and are like, I would never put so and so in.
Right.
It's okay to do that. If you put top shelf liquors in there,
Right.
you're going to get, and
It's a
just-
really good cocktail.
and for giggles, I threw in a little Grand Marnier in there too, because I kind of like
That's in
that.
honor of Jay Sente, because he's down in Florida.
Something like
Good
that.
job. Ready?
Yes. No, yeah.
Round Robin is not Randall's new sidekick.
My last name is Bird, and I'm quite rotund.
They're a piece of work. All right, here we go. We're going back. This wine's good too. I'm gonna have to get a bottle of that. Ray's gonna be
I
happy.
just have to keep telling you how delicious this cookie is.
Well, you just tell him because his wife
No, I
made
know.
them. Jen made cookies and I forgot them today. So.
Right. And I didn't get an invitation for whatever this beef burger.
Shout out to Renee who made the cookies.
Yeah, Renee made the cookies today. All right, we're gonna come back, and we're gonna do the drink of the show because we haven't done that yet.
When shout out to my son who's in Vero Beach, Florida, got hit by 2 tornadoes.
Yeah, right, really
Nate.
close
Yeah,
too.
Nate. One went through his front yard, the other went through his backyard.
Not good. All right.
You a surfer?
How long? 10
What's
seconds?
that?
All right, we're coming
Do you
back.
surf?
Is he surf? Probably wishes he did.
Probably, yeah. I mean, this too usually they're too choppy. You have to hit them right. Here's your drink of the show. Then we coming back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. And we are broadcasting live from Julio's Liquors on Route 9 in Westboro. If you want to get all the pertinent information, go to juliosliquors.com. You can come down here and actually be part of our studio audience. You get to drink all the same great stuff we do. A couple people have found that secret and come down here and just drink.
And they
Which is
paid the
not bad.
cookie toll.
They
which
paid the
is-
cookie.
which-
Yeah, is that like the
so
cheese
if you are
tax?
planning,
The
bring some
cookie tax?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Hey, I want to just shout out. I know Ray left. There's a couple things I wanted to say. First of all, we did the Midnight Sellers tasting this past Thursday. Fantastic. That went over really great. He's actually kept the sale prices on everything, and I think he's tasting some of those out on the machines, which is fantastic. I should also point out that there is a big wine tasting coming up. It's the wine harvest tasting. It's Saturday, October 26th from 2 to 3:30. You can get tickets. Go to juliusliquors.com, go to tasting events, get a ticket. A ticket basically is a $10 gift card, all right, which you get when you come, and you can bring a friend. And then we're going to give you a glass.
So you're going to get your money back out.
Yeah.
You can purchase some stuff with that. Or
It's
do
just to
whatever.
give people a sort of like skin in the game. If they're going to like tell
Can
us
you
they're going to come.
forward the gift card to somebody else?
Yeah, you can put their name on it. Sure, why not?
I mean, you give it as a gift.
You can give it as a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Randall, would you be my friend?
Sure.
Now you have.
Yeah.
Now
I'll
you,
give you some
now,
gift
now you have one.
When you say a big wine event, I thought Methuselahs or Magnums.
No,
or
no,
just
no.
the size. of the wine
Nebuchadnezzar's,
is gonna be
Nebuchadnezzar's,
giant.
big
bottles
giant
of
bottles of
water.
wine. No, nothing like that. Although we should open one of those soon. Should have some fun. Maybe during the holiday season we'll do that.
Watch The Matrix.
Yes, we'll watch The Matrix.
Well, if we have the Nebuchadnezzar,
I
is
know.
that the
That's the ship that he's on.
Yes, it is. I knew Randall was gonna. As soon as I said it, I knew that was the next thing. I
you
was
wanted to have a comic book collectibles paired with whiskey event.
Yeah,
I'm just, doing the work for you.
doing the work. All right, just setting it all up.
Yeah.
I
Let
will
me set this up though.
I will tell you, by the way, there is a new whiskey dinner coming up at Fireflies. This one is going to be November 12th, 6 to 9 p.m. It's a Tuesday, November 12th. It's a 5-course feast. And when he says feast, he means it. This one's going to be Pinhook straight bourbon whiskey. So I'm going to do the Pinhook bourbons, I think, in Rise. So I don't have the final lineup, but that is coming up. You should call. The easiest thing to do is call Fireflies and book it through them. And that number is 508-357-8883. Or just go to Fireflies online there. And
November
and,
12th. And
November
if you
12th.
order, a larger size belt now,
you
you'll be
should.
well prepared
you
for,
should.
for getting through that feast.
Yeah. No, he's insane with the amount of food that we do. And there's another event coming up before our big whiskey festival, which is November 2nd. We're doing Whiskey Roadshow. That's on that tasting thing too. There's one. We're trying to do some stuff around our roadshow. Like our big event that we do in February has a week's worth of stuff. We're trying to do like a mini one in October, November, focused around our whiskey roadshow, which is I hate saying it's the smaller roadshow. It's a smaller whiskey fest because it's going to be
It's quite
40.
the elaborate event.
It's 40 tables
Yeah.
of whiskey. I mean, it's not really that small. It'll be probably about 250 to 300 people. But the night before that, we're going to be doing something, the art of barrel aging with Allagash beer that Friday night, which is, what date is that? I think that is the first. Yeah, November 1st.
Yeah.
That Friday night, it's Allagash is coming down. Kyle from Allagash Brewing and Julio's Beer Department. They are going to do a classroom style tasting, and Kyle will go through the history of Allagash and talk about their extensive barrel program and how they age beer in barrels. So that's a $10 gift card to attend. So it's limited to 50. I mean, we just put it up there. Already 6 have already sold. So
Yeah.
don't wait on that though, because that will
These events are educational. They're fun. The gift card gets you some products. You get to taste stuff, and you get, more importantly, I guess, to ask the questions and talk directly to the people who are having a
Who do
profound
this.
effect
Yeah, who
on,
do
on how
this.
it tastes and
Right.
why it tastes that way.
All right, let's do the. We have it. We're more than halfway through the show. We have not done the official drink of the show. So
I've been
let's.
tasting it.
Have you been tasting it?
Yes.
All right, so it's in our coffee mugs, Randall.
It is in our coffee mugs, and we're happy to tell you that it is related to the hurricane, I believe.
Yes.
Copper and Cask. It's Florida Man, because this is a Florida-aged MGP based bourbon.
Yeah,
And so
60.9%. You want to grab a cup? I'll give you some. I have a cup here. You can just come up and get it. It's a it was MGP, but it was aged for 5 years under the Florida sun. It's really good. It's darker. I think there's one bottle left of this on the shelf, so this one's probably going home with me.
yeah,
Because we're done. But I figured we would do It's Florida Man.
pretty
As
excellent stuff.
that's really good. So that is what we're tasting today, and that's what's in our coffee mugs. It's no one's business what's in your coffee mug in New England.
Yeah,
Isn't that what we say?
yeah, but we'll tell you anyway.
All right.
I should have mentioned that I used Florida navel oranges in the hurricane.
There you go. Nice.
Very Florida based theme.
Nice. Do you want to do the I didn't know if you let's do the Gen files because I
Okay.
got something about that. I think you're really going to like it.
All right.
So lovely Jennifer, when she comes across something that she thinks would be sort of cool for our show, she cuts it out or prints it up and gives it to me and says, "Here, talk about this, you idiot." Anyways, it's so the story came out I think like maybe a week or so ago. I found the Loch Ness monster on ship's sonar, claims the captain. So a captain has claimed he found the Loch Ness monster using a sonar system on his boat. Sean Stogie, 30 years old, was preparing his Spirit of Loch Ness pleasure boat to sail last month when a large object was spotted on the vessel's underwater sensors. The outline, which was detected by nearly 100 meters beneath the surface of the Highland Loch, bears an eerie resemblance to a, is it a plesiosaur? Plesiosaur. Which many have speculated. Plesiosaur. Thank you, Randall. I was waiting for your scientific mind to kick in. Which may have speculated could be the reptile group of fable Loch Ness monster belongs to. I love here's his quote. I said, "What the hell is that?" on September 22nd when he had the sighting. He's seen all sorts of things, but he said, "This is different," and I have felt a chill on the boat. I've worked here for 9 years and never seen anything like it. And sonar does not lie. The boat hasn't been on 5 whiskey distillery tours before going out on Loch Ness, and it's just doing its job.
Oh, I'm sure he's seen things all right.
As a pleasure boat touring Loch Ness in prime whiskey country, I'm sure he's seen lots of things.
Yeah.
But here's the same thing too that I thought was good. He works for Cruise Loch Ness, and the object remained visible for 2 to 3 minutes. And he and maritime pilot Liam McKenzie, he's not Scottish, 29, were able to take a screenshot before it disappeared from the dash. He said it appeared in different colors, which are thought to indicate pockets of air and heat signatures, which would suggest the object was alive. A previous sonar image captured on Loch Ness in 2020 was said to be the most compelling evidence yet of the existence of Nessie. 8 to 10 meters, so that's 26 to 32 feet, which we'll say is the same size as a camper,
Sure.
because we don't use metric here. And as 1 meter wide, that's 3 feet wide. That seems sort of small, but speculated news was a lot bigger than that. And the image captured while on the boat close to the mouth of the Loch Ness, which Mr. Slogu said was the ideal location for a large predator to catch salmon and other fish going in. So there you go. Mystery solved.
Loch Ness.
They found
found.
Loch Ness monster.
Was it
The
solved?
tour boat company
You know
that
what?
takes people out to go around the water, basically looking for Loch Ness, has found the Loch Ness monster.
You know what fascinates me is when people can read like a sonogram.
Yeah.
I can't. It just looks like static on a TV to me. And then they're like, "Oh no, this is," and it has your eyes. I'm like,
Mhm.
"What are you looking at?" And I would say, get somebody who has that kind of sensibility to look at this.
I mean, there's some. They sent a picture of the sonar. I mean, I don't think it'd be fake these
Right.
days, but they sent a picture of it. It looks. It's one of those type of things. When you look at clouds, you're looking at clouds and you make a picture in your head, and you usually have some sort of preconceived notion of what that picture is.
Right.
And I think it looks like. By the way, I'm looking at the sonar picture. Guess what? It looks like the Loch Ness monster.
What you'd
But my
imagine.
perception of the Loch Ness monster is, and
Right.
I'm actually going, oh, there's the head, there's the flipper, there's the,
Right.
I'm putting all of those things into effect. I think somebody with maybe that deals with this type of stuff, maybe the captain and the first mate there who
Right.
who have sort of a vested
We're on a
interest in it
3-hour
being the
tour,
Loch
yeah,
Ness monster
exactly.
may
Yeah,
want
you were
to
obsessed
take a
with the
peek at it.
Squatch, weren't you? At one point. Or my
I was
favorite, the
thinking
capture
only-
of the fire dragon.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the show there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys those
Yeah.
monster hunters or something like that. The guys were running around in all the woods across the United States, firing, and those were they were hysterical.
Right.
That we have the perfect trap. It was a salamander that was
Fire salamander.
salamander, and the guy makes the trap out of wood,
And it caught fire.
and it caught fire.
Yeah.
Hence, it escaped.
Right.
So, but the evidence was that it burned its way out.
Right.
Okay. No, I don't know. I'm sure these young gentlemen had not had anything to drink and have no ulterior motive. But I think an expert needs to look at the sonar picture.
It looks like somebody took a musical tuning fork and threw it in the water.
Yeah. Well, it's saying how big it is, though, John. Yeah. I don't think it's.
They're saying out there.
Yeah, they're saying how big. Yeah. You can't tune a fish, John.
Oh, there you go. I was waiting for that
Oh,
one.
You can tune a fork, but you can't
You
tune a
tune a
fish. There you go. All right.
Mm.
I knew you were waiting for that to come out. So
I believe it's a piano, but
I gave it to you.
all right.
We got 10 seconds, Randall. You want to take us out of
That
here?
was all of Jen's research.
Yes, she gave me the article. That's all.
Oh, okay.
That's all
What
I asked her to do.
article? Okay.
She gave it. You got the article right there. What are you talking about? You're crazy.
All right. Well, we'll be back. Whenever. Whatever. Please
Wow.
stay tuned.
Wow.
I
I'm gonna
really
try a couple things.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Johnny, what? Johnny, while we're off, do you want to do the tequila one? Did you put
The fever tree?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's should be 2 bottles right on top there.
right there.
Yeah. The Mexican Mule.
Uh-oh.
You got the open bottle though?
Hey,
Where's
if
the open bottle?
You've got the open bottle.
I got the open
This?
bottle. Oh, I got everything.
There we go.
Oh, I got everything.
Yeah. I
Oh,
hooked you up.
perfect.
That's
Oh,
all right.
there we
I can-
go.
I can do it while you talk if you want.
You want to do? Yeah, here you go, John. I'll give you. Here's the cups.
Got 4?
Here's that.
Really? On the spot.
Johnny on this. Well, that's his name.
Yeah.
He's only living up to his hype.
That's-
Here, here's a bottle opener. You need a bottle opener.
That's what I'm here for.
Just get Johnny on the spot on it.
Randall can be my assistant and open the bottle for me.
Really? It's a lot of responsibility.
It is.
Here, you hold the earth and I'll turn it.
So I think what I'm doing here, this is a take on a Mexican Mule.
While you're making that,
Tequila.
I'm going to
base.
pour this because John brought this in and he knows the guy who makes this.
Oh,
And we're going to try this. We don't have this. This is not in the store. This is called Local. It's an Autumn Mule. It is made with Massachusetts apple cider, Neshoba Valley Spirits rum, lemon, and ginger extract.
It's made
So this
by
is not only available, I guess, at the
Neshoba Distillery.
Neshoba Distillery.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to try this. Pass that down.
Was
to John.
there a little
Want some?
vacation, a little trip, a little
No, there was at a party.
Megazone was putting on. one.
Yeah, from one of our Dear Lock and Key members who's friend of the show and all that.
stuff's going one direction, other
And
stuff's going the other?
we were just having a party and everybody's was
So
just
try that for us
just,
at Local.
just passing out things to like try. Just we were all sharing our stuff, and then when I tried this, I was like, "Oh my god, what is
That's
this?"
pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, and so I was totally surprised, and he was like, "Oh, that's mine." I'm like, "What do you mean this is yours?"
Wait. Did you take mine?
I don't know.
I can
Yeah.
pour you another one. Doesn't matter.
This is yours.
Well, I drank the start of the mule, but let me get back onto this.
This is actually really good. We need to talk to him, see if we can carry
So
it
an
here at
autumn
the store.
mule. Yeah, they said that you could probably drop it off.
Yep. Yes, Ted.
Oh,
Can everybody hear that on the air?
Really quite.
What are you
Singer.
saying? What are you saying, Ted? This is a local. This is an autumn mule. As Randall would say, it's an autumnal mule, which is what it should have been called, right, Randall?
Or a
Yeah.
burro.
Or a burro.
Isn't that a Mexican?
and that's from Mark Follett at Neshoba. And then the other one is a take on a Mexican
No,
mule.
we're gonna do that one on the air.
Okay.
I want to do
Okay.
that one on the air,
Okay.
and then we're gonna do this other thing on the air too. So, but this is really good. I like this one. We're gonna see if we can get him to sell us some in so we can have it here
I'll send him a
at
text later.
Julio's. Yes, please do. If I have to go pick it, I mean, the shop is not that far. If I have to go pick it up, I'll
No,
go
I
pick it
think
up.
they said that they would drop it off if we were interested in something like that. We didn't. I mean, it was a party. It was informal. He was. It was not intended as like a setup kind of a thing. At
Yeah,
all.
no.
Just-
He
I
didn't
just-
know you were there, and he didn't know you had influence. None of that
Nothing,
stuff?
nothing like that.
Nothing like
It just started drinking it. I was like, oh my god, I really like this. And
Can I
asked him
see that
for
you
a can
can?
for here.
Yeah, of course you can. Here you go, sir.
Of course I can.
Yes, of course you can.
Local.
It's what it's called, local. But
All right.
it's
Everything
the
is in
brand.
brown tones, making it very difficult to read.
All right, so we're coming back. We're going to try a couple other different things that I wanted to try. I'm just looking to see if you need to do it. Yep, you do. I thought that was going to be the case, but I wanted to make sure before I got into it. I need to shake this can over here.
Oh,
Shake your can, man.
shake it,
Ryan's over there shaking his can.
shake it, shake it,
All
shake
right.
it.
Check your can. All right, let's get back to the show then. Are we ready? There we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's the Liquor Talking right here on WCRN AM 830. Hey, by the way, if you want to see this live, you can go to Julio's Facebook page. You can also, Cousin Vinny takes this and makes it a podcast. You look for It's the Liquor Talking wherever you get your podcasts. Just look for us as such as Spotify and so forth. You can check me out on Instagram as Whiskey Journeyman. No E in whiskey, Whiskey Journeyman. Johnny, you're on Instagram, aren't you?
Is
Facebook.
is Frisky Whiskey or Whiskey Frisky? I think it is on. I'm on Facebook as Frisky Whiskey.
Okay, there you go.
Instagram is Whiskey Frisky or whatever. It was imposed for some
All
reason.
right.
And the Spirits Medium.
Yeah, I'm not telling anybody but yours. It hasn't changed. I'm not even bothering. During the break, we tried this great nice product called Local Autumn. It's Autumn
Mule.
from Neshoba. Really nice. We're gonna see if we can get it here at the store, but you can get it at the
Massachusetts-based
distillery.
product.
Yeah, it's really good. All right. Now, next thing that we're gonna do.
You'll
John
get
and I
along.
John, tell them what you made.
So this is a take on a Mexican mule, and we substituted regular ginger beer with Fever Tree blood orange ginger beer, and we're using Hedera Silver Tequila as our tequila in this.
So this has an
Smells
orangish,
great.
pinkish hue.
Yeah, I'm trying to come up with stuff that would be good for Halloween. This is my quest is to get like stuff that's like orange or red or like bright green and stuff like that or purples and stuff like that. Something that would be like sort of Halloweeny.
I
Emphasis on the weenie.
I could drink those in mass pretty easy.
That's pretty
Where-
good.
Would,
Yeah.
you, would you drink it in Connecticut though, or
No, just Massachusetts.
just Mass?
That's actually pretty good.
It is.
So John and I were like this morning. We go like, hey, let's do Herradura tequila. They're doing a tasting this afternoon, so we get an open bottle. What can we put that with? And we're like, I don't want to do a Paloma. I don't want to do like we started talking. We go, well, let's do one of the Fever Tree. And of course, you can make this with the grapefruit soda, which is great. And we just did lemon, and I was like, man. And John's like, what about the blood orange ginger beer?
You could do regular ginger beer, but let's step it up a notch and go.
Well, I like the
blood
fact because it
orange.
had color too.
That's too,
I thought it
yeah.
was really neat.
Now, do these normally use ginger ale sometimes as a component
A mule is usually always ginger beer.
because it has more of that ginger
Ginger,
kick to it?
yeah, it's got a higher kick. And a lot of recipes, I think, were you saying that, Johnny? Was you like a lot of recipes use ginger beer instead? because ginger ale isn't as sometimes as potent.
'Cause the ginger ale just gets blended out by
Lost
the
it,
alcohol. Yeah,
lost it,
pretty
lost
quickly.
it, pretty
Yeah.
good.
'Cause
Man,
it's
we've had some
mild.
unbelievably great tasting things on the air today.
Yeah.
Let's
keep it going.
Well, maybe. Let's see what we go. The boys handed me this up in the beer department because they just got some of this in. It's Dunkin' Spiked. It's pumpkin spice iced latte. And they have to have a thing that says 21 plus contains alcohol because it looks so
So
Dunkin' Donuts pre-mixed.
Appetizing. It's like
Yeah.
the Dunkin' Donuts orange all over the can.
Yeah. And it says 21 plus on it all over the place. And I don't know if it gives us the ABV on this. Maybe I can't find it. Hold on.
That was 21.
It says shake it and ice it. It's 6%. There it is. We're not going to ice it, but we are going to shake it and
Well, we chilled it.
we chilled it. So it should be fine. Pass that down to
Wow.
Johnny.
I'll pass this one over.
is this
to
coffee based then?
Yeah.
Matt?
It's a latte.
Oh.
Got Matt's over here.
You got Matt's over there? Here, Johnny.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Randall doesn't know how this
I'm
works.
nosing. It smells
So,
a lot like coffee.
They come in 4 packs.
Randall's favorite.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be. I smell the spice right away. I mean, I smell the coffee. I smell the spice. You know, I know it doesn't have any. I'm not even going to ask if it has any pumpkin in it because the answer I know is probably no. And I'll thank everybody for it. This is a limited release. This is done out of Harpoon Brewery, I believe, in Boston, for Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
All right, so
Whoa.
we had a pretty good run today, so I'm hoping that we continue it, but we'll see.
I do not like coffee.
Well, we know that.
I'm also not a big fan of pumpkin spice unless it is in pumpkin pie
And pumpkin pie. That.
with a lot of whipped cream on top.
All right.
I like coffee. I like pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
You liking this?
It's gonna. It falls. Here's the problem. It has the spice in it. It has the pumpkin spice in it. It's fine. I mean, the pumpkin spice part of it is actually the best thing about this. It's not. It doesn't have enough coffee, and then it has a weird because it's done with malt.
It's thin.
It's thin.
And
And it
then
has-
about halfway through, it changes.
It changes,
It
and
doesn't
you
go
get like
strong.
that malt. There's a flavor that's associated with using malt as your alcohol source.
And not that I want to compare it, but I've been really spoiled on a specific latte in a can beverage that comes from.
Yeah, we'll do some of
Car.
those guys. Yeah,
That-
Al Cappuccino stuff.
Oh my God, that's the. I
The
mean,
tail end of this
that's-
it changes, but into a negative
yeah.
direction for me.
Well, and because the reason why you like his is because they use
it's-
vodka.
and it's not thin. It's
They use
it's got
vodka
a
and bourbon,
much
whatever they
thicker
do.
Texture like a latte does. It's got like that.
This is like it doesn't. It has elements that should be good, but when you put them together and
Yeah.
it's got that other weird flavor going on, here's my big problem. They're telling me to put this over ice. This wouldn't survive over ice.
Yeah, I totally agree. with
Because
that statement.
if you put
water it
this
down.
if you put this over ice, the flavor, all the flavor that I am getting is going to pretty much dissipate.
Thin out. Yeah.
Yeah, they need to make this like thicker,
Where-
I guess
which
would
is
be the
really
word.
too bad because I want to like it. I do.
Dude, I'm a Dunks fan. I do
I know.
want to like it.
I had Dunkin' Donuts on my way in this morning.
Yeah, I do want to like it. I think that's the real problem.
Where do you stand on butterbeer?
Butterbeer?
Yeah.
I don't know if
The,
I've had butterbeer.
It's Hogwarts. It's a Harry Potter thing.
It's basically cream soda with whipped cream and sugar.
Oh.
I mean, just sort of put it out there and sort of like that,
It's
right?
not alcoholic.
I see what you got there, Ryan.
This was John came to me during the beer event. What was it, last week?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. Yeah.
And he said, "We have got to try this on the air. This is a seasonal malt beverage with natural flavors added. This is
It's a
autumn
beer.
ale.
It's
So
a-
it is a beer, right?
Yes, it's a
A
brown.
light body
New
brown
Hampshire.
ale
Yeah, it's brown.
with hints of apple and cinnamon flavors. See, they're not using malt and basically using malt for just alcohol. It's actually a brown beer.
It's a brown ale.
Brown ale.
yeah.
right?
And I discovered this beer, geez, maybe like 20 years ago or so, because I've been up to, it's from the Woodstock Inn Brewery.
It's from Woodstock Inn Brewery. Yes,
And
I
I've
should have mentioned that.
been up
Sorry.
in North Conway, and I've been up there a bunch of times. And I ran over to the guy. I'm like, "Is this the same one as that you've had for all these years?" Because I haven't seen it in a long time. And he's like, "Yes, this is absolutely that one." And I had remembered talking to you about this, I don't know, weeks ago, or even maybe even last year. I'm like, we should really find this and try this, because if you take out all those pumpkin beers and you put in the apple instead, I mean, it's beer, so it's, you know.
This is 4.3% alcohol by volume. This is a pint can. Like the pint can. It's actually pretty nice. Woodstock Inn Brewery. Feel free to be free. And this is made and canned in Woodstock. Everything's New Hampshire.
This
Yeah.
is the autumn ale. Yeah.
The autumn ale. So what do you guys think of this?
Go ahead, Randall. Give it your honest. I like it.
I like it too.
I like
You know
it
what
a
it tastes
lot.
like to me? It tastes very similar to those apple spiced those cider donuts that we had.
Exactly. And I voted with my wallet. I bought a 4-pack at that great event we had last week, by the way. That's where these came from. That was, I mean, that beer event was a
That's pretty
big
good.
hit. Yeah.
I'm not usually a big fan of like flavored beers and stuff, but this is actually pretty good. This does.
Go ahead, Randall. Wait, get it out. Get it out.
No. I mean,
No.
I don't.
They use the spice. They use the apple spices, not the
Right.
pumpkin spices.
But the
apple
spice
spice.
comes out in like a little hint at the very end. It kind of flourishes and blossoms.
Yeah, they're not a big beer drinker either, but I think
No.
the brown ale is good brown ale.
Yeah.
I think
I mean,
that's
it's
the
not awful like pumpkin spice
do you
typically
think?
is.
studio audience
yeah.
likes it. You're wrong. You're outvoted.
Yeah.
No, I think this is actually really nice. I like this. It's not overly spiced in the fact that you
Right.
could have two of these.
You,
if
you
you wanted
definitely
to.
taste the beer part of it, and then my issue is at the very, very tail end, that kind of spice like pop.
Yeah, but it tastes like beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got that beer side of flavor.
I'm not ragging
I'm
on
just
it.
saying.
I'm just saying it's not my.
Since I basically have 30 seconds, I will tell you because it isn't full yet. This Whiskey Wednesday, we got Catador Interante. It's a they're going to be here. This is Austrian whiskey.
I think they're from Austria. Yeah.
Austrian whiskey, and it's not filled up. You guys should go to the events page and go to this one. It always amazes me. People go to all the whiskeys that they always know, but don't go to ones to discover new whiskeys
Right.
that they might like. So I hope to see you there Wednesday night. Thank you everybody for joining us. Randall, get us out of here.
Well, it's autumn, and it's pumpkin spice, and it's apple spice, and it's the liquor talking. We're wrapping up the show this week. We'll be back in the future, but
no show next week.
week-
I'm going to be in
yeah, we're in
Kentucky. Randall and I
Kentucky.
will be in Kentucky.
thanks for listening.
All right, we're out. No show next week. I'm in Kentucky. Thanks, man. All right, let's shut
So
that
it's like a
down.
no shoba beer.
I'm going to turn it off.
Oh, Shoba.
That's done.
Yeah.